Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have swatches to share with you from Ethereal Lacquer. Today I have their September releases. Everything you see in this video is going to go live September 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everything here is going to be a pre-order, and so the shop, both Ethereal and the Matterhorn stores, will open at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, and they'll remain open until September 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern for pre-order. The turnaround time for the pre-order is 10 to 17 business days. They had to add a few extra days to the turnaround time due to having so many shades available. So let's talk about that. I have two collections today, one being the Under the Sea collection and the other is the Craft collection. I also have the polishes for the Matterhorn duos. I don't have the oils, so I can't give you my personal opinion, but I do have their descriptions that I will share with you. So this is going to be a longer video. Why don't we go ahead and jump into it? First, we're going to have a look at the Matterhorn duos. The polishes are going to retail for $13. The oils themselves will be $11, and they can be bought as a set for $20. So the first polish that we are going to have a look at is Vanilla Chai Latte. And Vanilla Chai Latte is described as a creamy vanilla tinted base with red copper to green shifting shimmer. This polish had a wonderful formula. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. It does start off a bit sheer, but I was able to build to full opacity in 3 coats. The removal process is going to be easy, as nothing in here will dry textured or give you any kind of difficulty to remove. My swatches here are showing you 3 coats and a glossy top coat. The oil for Vanilla Chai is described as a buttery vanilla chai fragrance blend with notes of nutmeg, chai, true buttery vanilla, and cinnamon. Unfortunately, I do not have the oils on hand to give you a personal opinion, but I did want to at least share the descriptions with you. The second is Pumpkin Spice, and this is a true pumpkin orange with a linear holographic flame. This polish had an absolutely fantastic formula. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had absolutely no application issues, no running, pooling, no staining. I only needed 2 coats to reach full opacity, and honestly, if you're not fussy, you could probably get away with 1. I just wanted to see how 2 would look, and I did think it deepened the color just a little bit. This is not going to dry textured or be difficult to remove. Pumpkin Spice Oil is described as a classic pumpkin spice fragrance blend with notes of vanilla, nutmeg, spiced pumpkin, and a touch of cinnamon. Now we are going to have a look at the Under the Sea collection. This is going to be a bundle for $52 or $14 each. This first polish is going to be Popsicle. Popsicle is described as a pastel sherbet orange that is packed with red, copper to green shifting shimmer. The formula on this was absolutely excellent. It is a little bit thicker, but it is a highly potent shimmer polish, so that is to be expected. That being said, the formula was very easy to work with. It self-leveled very nicely. I had no application issues, no running, no pooling, and no staining. Nothing in here will dry textured or be difficult to remove. So that was 2 coats of Popsicle and a glossy top coat. This next polish that we are looking at is Laguna, and it is described as a very pastel lilac with a touch of cool undertones with red, copper to green shifting shimmer. This polish had an excellent formula. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had no application issues whatsoever. I had no running, no pooling, and no staining. This polish will not be difficult to remove, and it will not dry textured. I did use 3 coats to achieve full opacity on this one, and I am swatching with a milky white base coat for these just because with shimmer polishes sometimes the yellow in my nails can skew the colors a bit, so I wanted to try to be as natural as possible for you guys. But it is a very thin milky base coat, so it just counteracts it a touch. This next polish is Oceanic, and Oceanic is described as a pastel green blue with red, copper to green shifting shimmer. This polish had a great formula. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had no application issues whatsoever. There was no running, there was no pooling, and there was no staining. This polish, like the rest, has a slightly thicker formula than you will see on most of the other polishes, you know, like the holographics, but this is a dense type of shimmer, so it is to be expected, but it is very, very easy to work with. So this was my swatch of Oceanic and a glossy top coat. And next up and last in this collection is Shellphone. Shellphone is described as a pastel bubblegum pink with tons of red, copper to green shifting shimmer. This polish had an excellent formula. It went on very smoothly and evenly, stayed exactly where I put it. I had no running, no pooling, and I had no staining. Nothing in this polish will give you any kind of difficulty to remove, and nothing in this polish will dry textured. I am beginning to sound like a broken record, but this was a fantastic collection across the board. Very, very shifty, so much fun to play with when you are in low light and just walking from room to room with different kind of lighting environments. If you love shifting shimmers, this is definitely a collection for you. They are very beautiful and very shifty, and their formulas are very easy to work with. Next up, we are looking at the craft collection. The prices do vary a bit here, so I will touch upon them as we go through each polish, but the entire collection will sell for $75. The first polish is We Are the Weirdos Mister, and this one is going to sell for $14. It is described as a gunmetal base with lots of holographic flakies, red, copper to green iridescent flakies, red to copper shimmer. This polish had a wonderful formula. It was a touch thicker, but it is absolutely packed with different types of flakies, and there's just so much going on here. It performed fine for me, but I do know that the notes here do say some people might want to give it a dash of thinner upon receiving the polish. I didn't have to do that, but you know, I do prefer a thicker polish. The formula on this was excellent. It went on smoothly and evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had no application issues whatsoever. There was no running, no pooling, there was no staining. This will be easy to remove, but it will be messy because there's just so much going on in there, and there will be sparklies all over your finger, so just keep that in mind. You might want an extra cotton pad just to wipe off those extra sparkles. And there you have We Are the Weirdos Mister and a glossy top coat. This next polish is called Ours is the Magic, and this is going to sell for $13. This is described as a blue to red to orange multichrome base that's full of iridescent color shifting flakies that shift red to copper to green. This polish had a good formula. It went on smoothly and evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had no application issues whatsoever. This had no running, no pooling, and I had no staining. This is jam-packed with flaky, so it might dry a tiny bit textured, but it is nothing that one coat of a glossy top coat isn't going to smooth right out for you, as I only needed one, and it was nice and glassy. Nothing in this polish is going to give you any kind of difficulty to remove, though. This is incredibly shifty in so many different lights. There is green popping in there, there is pink, there is the blue. This is just a stunning polish. This whole collection is just beautiful. My swatches here of Ours is the Magic is showing you, I think, 3 coats and a glossy top coat. And next up is Nancy. Nancy is going to sell for $13, and it's described as a red velvet base with a red metallic flash and linear holographic shimmers. Nancy had an absolutely flawless formula. It went on very smoothly and evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had absolutely zero application issues with this. I had no running, no pooling, and I had no staining. Nothing in this polish is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove. Nancy was opaque for me in just one glorious coat, and I have sealed her up with a glossy top coat. This is a very holographic polish, and it is absolutely perfection with its formula. So there you have 1 coat and a glossy top coat of Nancy. Next up is called Dangerous Type. Dangerous Type is going to sell for $12.50, and it is described as a bright purple base with a strong linear holographic effect. This polish went on very smoothly and evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had zero application issues, no running, no pooling, and no staining. This polish was perfection in a bottle. It self-leveled. It was beautiful and opaque for me in just 2 coats. I did want to go in for 2 coats with this because I thought it just needed just a little bit more to deepen and even out the color. But my swatch, nothing in this polish is going to dry textured or give you any kind of difficulty to remove. My swatches here are showing you 2 coats and a glossy top coat. This next polish is called Dark Secret, and it is going to sell for $12.50. Dark Secret is described as a dark and intense black linear holographic polish. This polish, there's something about black hollow that just steals my heart, and this was flawless in formula. It went on smoothly and evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. No application issues whatsoever, no running, no pooling. I had no staining, and this was opaque in 1 beautiful coat, and it is so unbelievably holographic. This polish stole the show. And here you have 1 coat of Dark Secret and a glossy top coat. Did I say that nothing in there was going to dry texture to be difficult to remove? Because that's all true. And last but definitely not least is Relax, It's Only Magic. This is going to sell for $12.50. It is described as a blackened base with red, copper to green shimmer. This polish had a buttery smooth formula. It went on smoothly and evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had no application issues whatsoever. There was no running, no pooling. I had no staining. Nothing in here is going to dry textured or give you any kind of difficulty to remove. This polish probably could have been opaque in 1 coat, but I am fussy and I generally try to do 2. Honestly, I probably didn't have to, but you could probably get away with just 1 glorious coat of this. But you have 2 coats of Relax, It's Only Magic in my swatches and a glossy top coat. There's also going to be a mystery shade for the craft collection. It's going to be a holographic mystery polish, and it will sell for $12 on Ethereal Lacquer's website. Be sure to go over there and check this out. Again, everything that you just saw in this video will be available September 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the shop is going to remain open until September 18th, again at 9 p.m. when it will close. This is a pre-order, and the turnaround time is 10 to 17 business days. And don't forget, if you want the oils, you head on over to the Matterhorn site, which I will have both Ethereal Lacquer and Matterhorn linked in the description box for you down below. I hope you found this video helpful, and let me know what your favorite is. There are a lot that I think are my favorite. I really enjoyed Vanilla Chai. I really enjoyed all the holographics, especially Pumpkin Spice and the black one. The craft collection is just beautiful overall. Honestly, I could gush about all of these polishes for very many more minutes, but this video is probably long enough and you guys probably want to go. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.